Welcome to another episode of The Adventures of Danny and Mike, wherein the fellas discuss a new billion-dollar idea, we get some life updates, and we crown a new Med King. Now play the music, Uncle Funky Bottoms.
Just FYI, I drove 10 hours today. I'm kind of brain dead. I realized this about an hour ago when I binge watched two documentaries one was about a cult, and then the other was about, I've forgotten because I fell asleep. What was the other one about?
Yeah. Oh, so you've taken a nap. So you're a little more, you're probably more together than we are.
What was the title of the two documentaries?
One was called Holy Hell, which is a crazy documentary.
Yeah.
About joining a cult. Mm-hmm. The other was called... Oh, man. I just watched it. How can I forget the name of the damn thing?
Well, what was it about? Maybe it'll spark your memory.
The cult one was so crazy that it sort of... it was about a missing kid from the 80s called...
Ouch. Forgettable.
Where is Johnny? Who took Johnny? Where is Johnny? Something. But that's crazy, too. They're both...
Is Holy Hell the one with the weird guy, the weird looking guy?
Yes.
He goes, if you cannot see your face,
that is him.
Naked in God,
that's actually not a bad impression.
You cannot see your maker.
Did you say Naked in God?
Yeah, I just remembered because they were blasting. What's this on? It was like CNN, right? It was like a CNN Presents or something like that.
Yeah, it's a CNN documentary, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so while I was watching all of the election baloney, because I don't have real cable, I just use the Apple TV, they show the same damn commercials all the time.
Oh, that was
one. And
they
showed the Holy Hell commercial about 20, I must have seen it at least 20 times.
Really?
Speaking of commercials, I can't say enough nice things about Mamrie Hart's
right.
commercial for a telecommunications company, which nobody cares about, but she's really funny in the commercial and wonderful and a wonderful person, and we wish her well. And since I was watching a little bit of football, I caught the commercial yesterday because they do the telecommunications companies spend on advertising in the afternoon.
In the afternoon?
When the people are watching.
People are sitting there waiting for their car to get lubed.
Big up.
To car lube?
Yeah, people are watching commercials when they're sitting in the waiting room of a place to get their car fixed. You're kind of stuck there.
Oh, gosh.
So you have to watch the commercials.
That's $1 billion idea.
I guess your logic's
$1 billion idea.
What?
Which is?
You're watching the Waiting Room channel.
Welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my right, Mr. Danny Tamborelli.
Hola.
To his right, Mr. Michael C. Morona.
Buongiorno.
And I am producer Jeremy. Tell the Waiting Room channel.
Give us some different dialect. We all just
Yin's going downtown.
Yins? No, just because I've been in Ohio for a week, you think I come back with some? We've discussed
I said
this.
hello in Spanish. He said hello in Italian. Now it's your turn.
But that's it. That's my realm. If I were to pick one or the other,
title of this episode,
you
fuck
guys,
Ohio.
You guys. I don't know, man. It was rough. Driving to and fro was rough because it's everywhere. There are signs for Trump everywhere. It's a whole new. I don't get it. So that's new. But
I thought you were going to talk about the Ohio State game. I thought that's what you guys were going.
There was a shooting at Ohio State.
He didn't want to get tackled by Carolyn. What's her name? Carolyn.
Carolyn, you got it.
You didn't want to get sacked behind the line.
No.
I just look over. I hear footsteps. I'm like, what the heck? Oh, boom! This one's for Thanksgiving.
Never wear the hat again.
Yeah. Well, I did drive a lot today, so I'm a little brain dead, but I did bring you guys snacks. I brought you each a slice of my hometown pizza with how I get it, which is a little crazy, but I think it's delicious. And I also brought you some Cincinnati chili potato chips, which Mike sells.
We did devour those.
We swiftly dispatched those, but the pizza I suspect may last a bit longer.
If you don't eat it, I am. That was my breakfast this morning.
That's good.
You know, they look like pizza bagels without the hole.
Well, I've eaten around the crust, so that's the middle. So you're getting
you took all the good stuff.
exactly. So you're getting the
When I get Sicilians,
They
I
don't
always
really-
get the
doughy,
corner.
but-
I always get the corners. I get the corner grandmas.
I start from the outside and work my way in.
I try to seize the slice of pizza with the biggest bubble on it. I love the bubble slices. That
Oh,
have,
yeah.
that have a dough bubble.
If you
that's
get them
like
fresh,
black-
you pop them, the
that's
steam
black.
comes out.
Yes,
yeah,
yes, I love
get
that.
you. I feel you.
When we were kids, I went to McDonald's. We made the snakes with the straw paper and dropped a drop of water.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
And they expand. Yeah.
Unravel.
This is just some stream of consciousness for you guys.
I'm enjoying it. Tell me more about the Waiting Room channel.
You're watching the Waiting Room channel.
It's just specific. It's basically like Muzak, but for waiting rooms.
No, I mean, you could have programming specifically for freaking waiting rooms.
That's what I'm
It'd be
saying.
Just like Tamborelli, I really like sympathize. You know, you see like fat guy, little coat, is plastic chair, and a Jiffy Lube or something. You know, on Coney Island Avenue or something. And he's like, I'm
He
here.
really wants to drink the coffee, but he's already had 2 cups
Yeah, and he's
today.
gonna shit himself.
But he's there. He's waited a long time.
And he's what? Like,
Might as
what does
well
he
get something free.
What does he get
from the Jiffy Lube that's charging him $39.95?
to leave the lug nuts off his wheels and have him drive away and lose his wheels? You could brands we hate, Jiffy Lube. You could have programming like for very specific chunks, and then for those people like in certain waiting rooms, you could have like the Waiting Room channel too, The Deuce, which had more like long form, like the documentaries that you're obsessed with. Because when I go to, waiting rooms in Greenpoint are like no joke. I don't speak a lot of Polish or human. I speak a lot of English. But when you show up and when you sign in and all that stuff, it seems to have no bearing on when you go into the doctor. At my old doctor, at my new doctor, things are more orderly.
Yeah.
But a pharmaceutical rep selling IUDs came in at my last appointment.
You know how easily they sort of slip in and out? Have you noticed that?
No.
At my doctor,
The pharmaceutical rep,
the
I
reps.
noticed when she came in and I noticed when she left. She
Okay.
was gorgeous, the best dressed woman in the office. The rest of us were schlubs, and I audibly passed gas and said excuse me.
Oh, of course.
to the room,
Gentlemen.
because this IUD sales lady was in the room. I watched her have the interaction with the receptionist, who has already called my name and taken my $15. She's like, "Do you guys?" She asked her this question. Do you fit? Do you guys fit a lot of IUDs? And she was about to go into her spiel with this Polish woman who was the receptionist, and she's like, forget it. I'll ask the doctor.
Do you think she's from Pfizer?
I couldn't tell. Her license plate was not personalized.
Didn't have the little Pfizer logo on it.
Yeah.
The last time I went, there was somebody who just like obviously walked in without an appointment or without any, and was like just grabbing a minute of the doctor's time, and you could see it in the waiting room where it's like this rep is like saying, "Hey, you should really give this to your patients," or whatever the fuck she was selling.
And you feel like, hey,
I hate it.
no, I mean, do that shit on your own time.
Yeah.
Absorb your, what do you call it? Do your pushing for prescription medication like everyone else does during the A-Team
That's right. That's right. They spend $1 million on it.
and Jeopardy.
That's right. Shoot it nicely. List the side effects. and let's be done with it.
I went to Pfizer. I worked on a few
I did too, actually.
industrials with my cousin. We did one actually at the golf course right next to SUNY Purchase, and right on the damn golf course. It was for some prescription medication. And that's
Was it a
horrible.
swing and a miss? And he's like, "Oh, sometimes I just can't get my life into motion."
I can't recall. They were happy. You have that eerily committed to memory at this point.
Well, I'm hoping that's my shot.
No, I
Drug commercials.
can't recall what the product was, but it was like, I know that people get paid to come up with the stupid names for those medications, and they get paid to make them where they reach in with those Iron Man computers and go like this to molecules and go, now it's Zeliastiquim. Before it was Zeliastiquimino. And
But we've made it simpler.
Frank, what's your baby girl's name?
yeah.
Callista.
Great.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Let's
this is
brainstorm
called
this.
A listac.
new
This is called a list. This is called a listicay. And
and then let's
and
just,
somebody else gets
It
paid to,
cures your pig Latin.
and people get paid to market it, and other people get paid to shoot. Like my cousin got paid to shoot these commercials and shit like that, you know.
Right.
But it's bad.
yeah.
We are not educated enough to fucking make judgments on prescription medication, and putting this pressure on people with a massive spend from the outside is just one of the ways our fucking health system is messed up.
Yeah, and I'm not sure it's going to get any better anytime soon, unfortunately.
Well, I'm saying that like TV advertising drove the campaign as well.
Yeah.
So,
There's a lot of things happening.
but I'm saying that's why this prescription is not going away, because it means money for a lot of people.
Right.
You shouldn't be advertising prescription drugs on TV.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start
It's like pain in the arm, consistent shortness of breath.
Yeah.
Consider surgery.
Okay. I considered it, and I've
I'll
actually...
talk to my doctor
I'm
about
saying that would be like a quick
Low tremor?
15. We could do a quick 15.
Right.
But these, I mean, this is something that for the waiting room channel would be an obvious conflict of interest.
Right.
You could not or the waiting room channel could massively guarantee their budget by just doing prescription drug spots between every segment.
Well, that's what I was wondering, where the funding's coming from.
Well, I'm saying
for the
we could
waiting room
afford to
channel.
subsidize some like entertaining,
Yeah.
skits and
Well, no. But what if you
remotes,
just have
vox pops?
If you just have microphones in there, the reps are coming in anyway. That's when you get to actually tell the reps when to come in, and that their company spends the money. That's where the commercial is in
the waiting
segment.
room.
The commercial
Yeah, I
is
get it.
coming from inside the office.
inside the office.
Yeah, so for me, I figured that the waiting room channel and then the Deuce, I'd actually like to spin the waiting room channel and sell it to like Lifetime. But the Deuce I'd like to keep control over, because that would have the more in-depth documentaries. And we could do that stuff with like the borescopes. There is no shortage of people willing to watch films of cameras shoved inside of other people's orifices. How about your own for once? That'll be a reality show of its own.
I did watch a video recently. This is
Inside me.
Inside me. Oh, that's great. See?
There we go.
We're reeling off $1 billion network.
Wow.
So we're in shape again. buddy.
wow.
I could have a Jackass version of it where it's just, more like a prank. Not Jackass, more pranks. Just like see,
like Office.
people, like weird office things, or like
Guy
the
falls
people
out of
who are
the
in the waiting room,
popcorn ceiling.
or like no, the people who are in the in the waiting room, like there's crappy music on. Like today, I literally was at the dentist, and it took them 45 minutes to see me, and I was sitting in the waiting room for 45 minutes.
That's about average, though, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm usually in there pretty quick.
Yeah.
But they, I guess they were backed up, or maybe they had a rep in. I don't know.
Amen.
But they were playing it was like top 40 radio, and that damn Justin Bieber song that's just the guitar and the trumpet.
No, I don't really listen to the.
Yeah, well,
I know you
it's
listen to.
something-
I know you
it's
listen to
not-
terrestrial
I
radio.
listen to terrestrial radio, so sometimes I get caught with it, particularly driving in the middle of the country. But whatever, it's a Justin Bieber song, and I found myself, because I was waiting for so long, I found myself tapping along and
Waiting so
sort of air, I was sort of air drumming, or just air.
so long.
Yeah, it was. I wish that was on.
Waiting
That would have been a much
so
better.
long.
That would have been a much better waiting room song. Eddie Money.
I've got 2 channels of waiting room, short term and the long form docs.
I guess you'd have to sort of research the attention span, or what's the average wait in America in a waiting room? You know what I mean? It's
And that's how long each episode
and that's
is.
exactly how long each episode is. Just average it out, whatever the averages
Sure,
are.
you know what?
Play the averages.
There was a show that I really enjoyed, and for some people, this will only confirm what you thought about me, and for other people, it's going to blow your mind. I liked a show on PBS, and it was not Hugh Laurie, but a guy who looks like him.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about.
I don't. Are we using one of our
It was like an English actor.
Are we gonna fact check this?
Yeah, I'd like to use one of my fact checks on this. It was called Posh Nosh. It was
Okay,
called,
that's a fact check.
okay, ding.
I get it here.
First fact check.
So what do I search?
Posh Nosh.
Posh Hugh Laurie.
No, it's not. No. Guy looks like you. Or you could just search Posh Nosh. We could play search terms bingo. I'm really good at that. But I enjoyed it, and it had extremely like short and random lengths of episodes, and there was just these two English people going back and forth about food that in a way that would make you giggle on a Saturday or Sunday evening whenever it was on.
I feel like the name Posh Nosh just screams that.
Right? That you're not going to get.
Yeah, like how you described it just now is the name is perfect.
It just tickles
It's a perfect name.
Thank you.
Did you create it?
No, but I watched it. Jeremy, you've been doing a lot of swiping over there. What do we
No, I figure it's Richard E. Grant. I think.
Richard E. Grant,
Yeah.
and
Hey.
we know
Take a
him.
look-see.
We know him from With Nail and I. He's our favorite actor from With Nail and I, and he goes, "Where's my cigar commercial?"
I don't. Yeah,
That's a great
beyond-
it's a great movie. You should see that one.
Whoa. Rogue One. Sorry.
Yeah,
Star Wars
this
just
is
blew
why we-
up. The advertising just blew up that IMDb page right there, and I got excited.
Oh shit, he was on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Richard E. Grant's been all over. Anyway, he's one of the best, and he's very funny. Did it mention who his co-star is? It wasn't Dawn French.
This might be a second fact check. I
No,
don't know.
because you already
It's
looked
on
it
the
up.
same page, so
Yeah.
it would be
Swipe back, fatty.
Arabella Weir.
Arabella Weir. She is funny as hell, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
She could. Anyway, I laughed at a PBS show once. Dan, do you have any confessions?
Yeah, I
Well,
watched
the
creepy
Black
documentaries.
Adder.
He's on the BBC. What do you?
I mean, there was tons of stuff on PBS that used to play late night. Like, that's where I watched, Black Adder.
Monty Python and Black Adder, for sure.
Any of those old school
That was probably the
70s
first
BBC stuff.
First Hugh Laurie. He was Popinjay in Black Adder. He was a few different characters. He was the Colonel or whatever, and
I haven't seen that in probably 20 years.
and not everybody gets that opportunity. It's cool. Maybe Brazilians watch Portuguese soap operas and are like, they talk so funny, you know. or we definitely watch Australian channel like they are just nuts. But we love to look at them. Please send more of your actors here to America to star in our movies.
There's a market.
We love you, Margot.
They really do great American accents too.
They do. But we're not as good at doing Australian accents, and they must watch our movies and
Now, what do you think? You can't do that, can you? And see, it's like I can't do it.
it's awful.
It's like the guts it takes to come here and do an American accent is minimal compared to the guts it would take to go there and do the Australian
Aussie accent?
You would never go there and be an actor in Australia. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe does that exist?
Watch me. This is gonna be our next adventure
true.
for the listener. If you think this is a good idea,
we're gonna start a
click
GoFundMe.
yes. No, we're not gonna do any funding. Just if you think this is a good idea, click yes, and we'll go. I worked with a great actor on Fringe, John Noble.
Yeah, he's on Elementary. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Who you would know? Who does he play? His dad, right?
Yeah.
And he played Josh Jackson's crazy dad in Fringe, but he dropped like a Western cowboy accent into the middle of a scene one time, and it blew me away. He's just so good. It was letter perfect the way he did it. But you could also, I could also still hear his English voice doing it
Right.
at the same time. You know what I mean? That he studied the accent
Right.
for a while.
Right. I like
Great
those,
actor. Been around a long time.
I like those, fans of the, who really put a lot of research into what they do. That dude's a legend.
Not
That dude
like us
smokes
in
like a
podcasting.
fucking chimney. Do you ever notice him? Between every setup, he's outside smoking a cigarette.
John Noble?
Yeah.
I tried to put it out of my mind.
Yeah. Poor guy. He's gonna.
Lucy Liu is not a fan of smoking.
Oh, no.
They painted a no smoking zone around Silvercup East.
Yeah.
And then,
Smells in general.
Jimmy
She's
would not here again. Jimmy would
Could you elaborate on the smells?
Well, it's like
go
when
back
we're-
to the smells.
Yeah, when she's very, if we're in a location shooting and we're setting up a green room for the actors, if there's any sort of we've just bleached the floors or we've just Febrezed or anything where it's like you walk in, it it won't fly.
Have you guys thought about like developing some sort
So
of
what do you do?
neutral,
What do you do
some
when
sort
it
of-
doesn't fly?
Sort of pH 7 Lucy Lou neutral spray for a room.
There's some sort of tab we can, like float in the air. And
Yeah, like a
See if it's-
damp rid for the basement. But
this is a LL1. We need it to be more of like an LL3.
no, it's just called like smell suck. It's like a little pod that you open up in the middle of the room.
We could advertise it on the waiting room channel.
This is all
It's all
really
coming together.
I guess the point of everything is synergy. Now we're watching how ugly it is out there because of synergy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Viacom and CBS to talk about getting back together. Who thought that would happen? You know what I mean?
Lucy Lou's great though, by the way. She's a class act.
Nice person.
Yeah, super cool.
So's Johnny. If you catch
Yeah.
him at the right time.
That's right.
Chelsea fan, but I'm not going to hold it against him. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's good to the crew.
That's right. Yeah, I
Chelsea
think they're both-
Handler? Yeah, I don't like her either.
No, he liked.
Chelsea football. How was your gents' Thanksgiving? It's been a couple little bits since we've chatted because of the holidays.
Well, let's go back to Halloween.
Actually, yeah. Speaking of that, do you guys want to open up a little fun pack, a little horror pack?
Oh, from Brent?
Yeah, you
Lay it
wanna
on me,
give
lay
a
it on
shot?
me.
All right. Well, kill some time while I get up.
Okay, Dan.
We're at Halloween time. Is that
Well, I'm
what
saying,
we're-
did you do some dressing up for Halloween? Jeremy, why do you have a knife?
I did some half-assed.
You didn't fucking open this thing before
Halloweening.
Where, on Eastern Parkway, or
No, I mean I didn't do.
Or in
I didn't do
Jersey.
I didn't do anything for Halloween. I wore my Mexican wrestling mask to the compare foods, and got groceries. That was what I did on Halloween. Walked into my local grocer, dressed in a Mexican wrestling mask.
Oh wow! But
What's
this one's addressed to Jeremy. I don't want the one with the poison in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
and they both
you
say
never know.
Jeremy, so we're both in trouble, man.
Well, I'm just gonna open it over here.
So this is your from Horror Pack. Our buddy got a hold of us, and who's a fan of the show, and
all right, we're opening the
wanted to do
packs.
something for Halloween. Unfortunately, we didn't do a Halloween show, so this is it.
Yes, Children
pack.
of the Corn, suck on it, Jeremy.
I don't know if you noticed, they're all-
AKA Isaac.
They're all Blu-ray.
Loving my Blu-rays, my
They're all
PS3.
Blu-rays.
Fuck,
So
fuck
let's-
Sony. There's a brand we hate.
So there's a. So let's talk about. You go. Keep going.
I could go to town on Children of the Corn. We got Dan. You want to show me one now?
Oh, we go back and forth. I have Feast, unrated.
Okay.
I got Dolly Deadly, which is maybe that's only half the title. Nope, it's Dolly Deadly. The story of Dolly Deadly revolves around the warped psychology of a tormented young boy who can only relate to his doll collection,
Okay.
comma.
A lot of these
And the
are
only relief from the pain in his life comes with slaughtering those he had learned to hate the most. Everyone in his trailer park. Okay, this is getting a little. Okay, I am a fan of 80s horror and low budget films, so I'm going to love this.
Yeah, a lot of these are like limited editions, sort of rare things.
I got a double feature, bro.
So did I, bro. What's yours?
Let's compare these double features.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Tom Savini's Demonic and Uninvited.
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, the title of my film is Late Night Double Feature. It's one film. It's one film, so I think it's a little bit better than yours.
Okay.
And then finally, The Purge, which also is scary.
I've got Knucklebones and Creepshow 2 as well.
By the way, this one comes in Blu-ray, DVD, and digital.
Creepshow 2.
Watch it anytime. You have no excuse not to watch
Creepshow
it.
2, I would totally.
Oh,
I would
awesome.
totally
I would
watch
totally
this.
watch tonight.
You want to spin it right now?
Yeah. No,
Wait.
not right now, but after the podcast.
Wait,
I would totally
Creepshow
watch
2,
Creepshow 2.
does that one have the hitchhiker, or is it?
Yeah.
Thanks for the
The
ride,
rotting
lady.
creep himself is back with 3 new gruesome tales of horror that will make your skin
Thanks for
crawl.
the ride, lady. What are the three sketches called?
You didn't even mention
Thank you
that
for the ever-loving ride.
this Feast unrated movie is produced by Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Wes Craven. Who would have thought that those three people would work together?
Maybe
You
they
know
killed.
what?
Maybe they killed Wes Craven.
That will be the best dialogued horror flick ever.
That's true. Well,
Lots
written,
of big words and fancy Boston accents.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I love Creepshow too, man. There's a couple of good ones. Thanks, Brent. You know,
Yeah,
we're
thank
gonna.
you.
Yeah.
There's some classics that we heard of, and some new ones that we're gonna give a shot.
That's kind of the thing that happens. You go to horrorpack.com and you can get these monthly DVDs or Blu-rays for a very affordable price.
Apparently,
And,
these were free to us, but we are not selling out, guys.
That's right.
We're just gonna
We're gonna
stay
watch.
just as critical of all these films as if we paid for them.
It would have been a little more relevant if we opened them on
Halloween,
October 31st
yeah,
at midnight.
but we were
busy.
busy.
Right.
I took
Danny
that.
had-
I took
we
that
had
day
stuff
off.
going on.
I took that day off thinking that we were going to do something.
I don't.
Did we talk about Brendan's wedding? In the last one?
I don't think so.
That was also right before.
Speaking of
right
Halloween.
before Halloween.
Yeah, it was. It was October. Yeah, our good buddy Brendan, who's a man boobs, got married in beautiful Albany. Ever heard of it?
Really?
In Lou Albano.
Yeah,
Really?
it was beautiful, man.
Oh,
it was
hold on.
really
Albany?
Albany.
This guy is a locations guy. Like finding nice places to do things is his business.
And he did.
His business is job one.
for the
and
record.
he went to the fucking capital of New York State, a place that if PCBs were bricks, the wall would already be built, man, because the Hudson is so fucked up.
Well,
Wow.
I think it was one of those family things where there's family involved that are close. And anyway, gorgeous wedding. I'm very proud and happy, and it was an amazing little weekend.
Yeah, it looks like the clock's ticking, Dan.
Okay.
I didn't want to say anything.
Who's the axe going to fall upon next?
Okay, guys.
And I think we know who's in the lead here.
Guys. Anywho.
Not this one.
Anywho.
Why? You're the spinster, Jeremy.
You're.
You know how crazy it would be if I got married before Danny? That would be nuts.
There's only one way you can. There's only one way you can effectively make that is if you guys marry each other.
Well, I don't think that's in the cards.
You know how long I've been asking him to marry me?
Marry me.
A lot.
It's
Gone on for years and years.
Nope. That's not true. I think
on.
We're going off the deep end here.
Okay.
We started with horror films, and now we're moving into an actual horror film of my life.
Hey, man, I'm not that bad.
Yeah, but you just, come on.
No? Okay.
Come on.
Jeremy, you could have easily gone as Isaac from Children of the Corn.
Actually,
for
pass me that
Halloween.
Children of the Corn. I want to see if, I think that's the newer Children of the Corn, isn't it?
No way. It's
Is it classic?
Stephen King's Children of the Corn.
Oh, nice.
Starring Linda Hamilton.
Who's the second credit? Because that would be the Malachi character, probably.
Linda Hamilton.
Shh, that would be a weird casting.
For me, she's the first, but
Is it? Okay.
Passing.
I'm telling you what, this is watchable right now too. Oh yeah, it is the original
hell yeah.
Blu-ray. Holy moly!
Yep, that thing's going to be spinning in an old dusty PS3 tonight.
I like that Linda Hamilton.
It's
like
going to be
nobody else is gonna
prying
know
the FIFA 13. There's going to be like a crust around the FIFA 13 that I have to pry it out.
Children of the Corn thumb. That doesn't work like that.
Children of the Corn thumb. I went to look at you. You're done with Brendan's wedding.
Yeah,
I went to look at an editing machine, a 16 millimeter film editing machine.
Steenbeck.
Actually, a Moviola. I hadn't ever worked with Moviolas. I worked with Steenbecks in college. I really would like one. Andrew had this Moviola that he dusted off and all the stuff, and we took a look at it and spun some stuff on it, and it was fairly functional.
Don't you have to have an entire room for these things? Like I don't know how big the Moviolas are.
I mean, it's like the size of a big desk.
Like a mixing board.
Sure, but
Yeah.
nowadays people just have a mixing board like
That's
the
true.
one that we use, gentle
I just
listener.
remember the one guy when I was in film school who lived off campus and was like the film guy who was the grip. He actually worked in the industry, and we were all like, oh shit. He bought one of these at some point or got one, and it filled the entire room. It was huge.
Oh, it might have been ENIAC, the first film editing
Steenbeck,
machine. Yeah, it was built in 1956, and I'm joking. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
I don't.
You guys.
It's all I remembered is it took up a whole room, and he would sit in there.
It was
for
operated by
hours.
punch cards.
That's right, and mice, weasels.
Yeah, but this Steenbeck really got me feeling it again, and there's just I just don't want to hire an army of men to bring it upstairs, take it apart, a truck, all that.
Yeah.
When I went to visit Andrew to see this editing machine, he lives in Bushwick, down the kind of block that's like the front door is open to the building already, and the inside door is not open, but it might as well. There were seriously my vision was wavy at the time because it was a weekend. There were seriously 4 to 6 guys on the corner of Jefferson and just laid the fuck out on K2.
Really?
Dudes were just
I haven't seen anybody on it.
Dudes were sunning them.
Yet.
There's a big telephone box there. There was just a dude laid out on it. All of a sudden, I was eye level with this guy who was horizontal because he was on top of a telephone box.
Really?
Yeah. It's nuts over there. And
Is this K2 something you buy in the bodega, right?
Yeah.
It's like those synthetic.
Yeah, it's fake weed. That gets you more fucked up than weed would
it's
ever
more
get you.
It's more durable. It's like that versus weed is like oxy versus heroin, and how those prices sort of seesaw back and forth, and what people get hooked on depending upon what's available and what's.
I have been seeing signs in the subway about that has the listing of all the packaging, like the.
Watch out for this.
Yeah, like these aren't. There's nothing they can call serious damage, or I don't know what it is, but that shows the packaging, which is always like some weird knockoff of a
Hippy dippy,
like Dr. Pepper or something, right? I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I don't mess with it. So.
We could do our second fact check of the.
let's not waste it.
Yeah, I don't think we wasted on K2.
Yeah, but it is that's all bad news.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
Don't do it. Don't do it, kids.
And once they like get rid of one specific formula, like they're like, oh well, we have another one, and it goes through, and then
Right.
This is
doesn't get regulated by the FDA for.
Have you noticed
ever?
Well, this is not that dissimilar from the prescription drugs that we advertise on the Waiting Room channel.
And that's paying for
Just
the
keep
whole
tweaking.
thing.
They just keep tweaking the formula to make a new drug to get another 10 years of patent.
True.
It's terrible.
Oh my god, what's happening?
What, here?
Yeah.
I don't know. The window's open, so I'm getting a nice breeze on my neck.
Yeah, you're getting
Yeah, you're getting all the
it's
air.
a little warm over here.
I don't have
For
any.
the listener, I see zero beads of sweat.
0 beads of
on
sweat,
dead.
sir.
Glossy, but not beating it.
We
You
are. It is officially the Christmas holiday, though. So
Oh, that's true. I have my lights up. I haven't put the
nice you
Santa
got
hat
little
up. But
lights up.
yeah, my mom was in town and she decorated the fake Christmas tree
candle
over
is
there.
out.
Candles out. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening. I got fake dried flowers. It's this place. It's a whole another level. This place.
Did you hang up fake flowers for a long time until they dried? Is that
No.
how you made those?
She just handed them to me and said, "Hey, you should put those in that thing." And I was like, "All right, cool."
That doesn't that make you think of Beetlejuice? Remember the
Oh right, the wedding bouquet.
yeah, pops up with a fist and the dried and the dead flowers.
Yeah.
Now, is that from Beetlejuice? Am I
No, I think that's
am I
it.
hallucinating it?
I think you're
Should
right.
we?
I think you're right.
Moving on. Man, if we don't get to the second one by the end, we're just going to have to think of stuff to Google.
No. You get to bank it. You get to
Yeah,
bank it.
bank it for the next.
Pass it
for
on to
next
the
time.
episode.
Well, you can
Oh,
either
wow.
use it as flex time or get an extra vacation fact check on the next pod.
Wow. Well, we're veering from the NFL rules then because that's obviously not.
Yeah,
relevant or
I
not,
thought we were doing NFL rules.
There's
even
a brand we hate. Fuck the NFL. Even though you guys happen to enjoy a nice outing
That's true.
together.
yeah.
We're really bummed that.
I don't know what happened with that.
I didn't get the day off.
You didn't get the day off?
My best boy is texting me now, like, where are you? I guess he didn't realize that I had to leave early from work and not come back.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Is there going to be?
are you gonna be okay?
No, I think,
we start the
I can
podcast
hope.
full time tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing daily updates. Just the three of us.
Just the
Three of us.
Talk to Peppa package rip off. Just the three of us.
But it was fun. The game. I mean, the game wasn't fun for me because my team lost. But
Oh, how much gear did you wear?
I even when I go to
He
actually.
wore minimal gear.
I'm glad you
He
dialed it
definitely-
back.
I wore a
he
hat. I
definitely
wore a
didn't-
Bengals hat,
yeah.
and there were two drunk guys that we documented most of the night. You would have loved. This would have been your chance This would have been
Danny Tamborelli
Instagram,
is my
Michael Morona
Instagram. You can go and check out these videos because they're really funny.
and the grand finale is on mine because his battery died, right? Battery died or he ran out of
yeah,
space?
it goes. Yeah, I ran out of space
Anyway.
because I have a 16 gig Apple. Oopsies.
Two drunk guys really having a love fest in front of us and really treating other people like shit who were Bengals fans.
Oh, these were
Right in front of us.
New
man.
Jersey
Yeah.
Giant fans.
These guys were hardcore, and it was amazing.
Were they leather lungers?
No, one guy was actually, the funniest thing is that somebody found the drunk guy with the long hair, and he found me on Instagram and was like, "Oh, yeah, man, I had a really good time." And I was like, "I know, you had a good time for the entire stadium."
Yeah,
You had enough fun.
and
for
you wouldn't
everyone.
remember that time if it weren't for these Instagrams.
He was screaming and yelling and like pointing at the Bengals fans from behind, and like he almost fell over a couple times. And someone like I've got video of a guy like grabbing him by the pants and pulling him back because he's like literally like tipping over the edge. It was a shit show. And then there was a guy next to him who
There's no safety nets like there were at Yankee Stadium when that jackoff
and
jumped up.
it's much more, yeah, it's also much more steep than the old stadium.
I'm saying there's no safety nets. Maybe we should think about some safety nets, guys.
I've seen people roll like 3 or 4 like rows.
Ugh.
Because if you're standing up, everybody's standing up, and like someone gets
Oh, right. They just
hit.
push.
No, I'm saying if you're everybody's standing up, then someone will stop. But if everybody's sitting down and a guy stands up and rolls over, you end up rolling over the people and going down. Like I saw a guy go down at least 3 or 4 rows once.
Let's call it the mush pit.
But there was another guy there who was not even watching the game anymore. All he wanted to do was taunt the Bengals fans behind us. And like kept turning around. He just kept turning around and like being like, fuck you, and like suck my D, and like,
And then, of course-
fucking going bonkers. What do you
And
want
of course, fucking Tamborelli at some point was like, engage, with the guy and
I
points
did
to me
engage.
and says, "Oh no, he's not a Giants
Don't
fan."
worry, he's
Of
from
course,
Ohio.
Sells me out to this fucking drunk.
No, that was a different drunk. That was a nicer drunk. That was the happy drunk over there. The other guy who was turning around and telling everybody to fuck off. There was a family behind us of Bengals fans, and
Yeah,
the little kids,
adorable Bengals
little
fans.
like maybe like 10-year-old kids were like yelling back at him. He was wearing a Manning jersey, and I kept yelling at Manning to sit down.
That is one thing. Like that was your section, and I respect that. And obviously, I joked that I was going to wear a lot of Bengal stuff. But even when the guy was being a dick to other people, you were pretty good about standing up and saying, "Sit down. Don't be a dick to people." You know what I mean?
No,
I think that's commendable.
You don't stand for that shit because you know what? Like, even you go to like a Dallas game, and like that's the Dallas and the Eagles and the Raiders are like the 3 teams, and the Raiders just because Raiders fans are.
I'm sorry, are we talking about football?
Yeah, we are.
And don't you think that all fans of sports can be dicks sometimes?
Yeah, but there's a certain level. I mean, I guess I am a little biased because I have always been in a row that the visitor section is directly behind. Like,
Uncle Pat and I relished the confrontational part of the Dallas game when Dallas would come to Jersey and play the Giants
man,
because
it's intense.
because we would say goodbye to the Dallas fans as they left. We would, because of the section, the wheelchair section, we were not near a lot of other fans, but you could see the entirety of the lower section beneath you, and that's a popular team. They usually have different colored jerseys than the opposing fans. So you could pick them out, and it was like a bye-bye, like the stewardesses type of thing.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Only when you win, though. Well, I guess even if you lose, you still say bye-bye to them.
I'm trying to remember. I'll check with Uncle Pat.
Quiet.
You can't fact check this one.
I bet Uncle Pat is a little more quiet. Usually quiet when you lose.
He taught me to be loud, man. He's been a really good influence on me. I guess he learned from Groucho. We're both influenced by that guy.
Marx?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a heavy Marxist. Uncle Pat majored in politics at Hunter College.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The 86th Street Hunter College?
68th Street. Is your
68th Street.
68th Street is your dyslexia coming up?
Yeah, it's flaring. This Malachi talk got me
Flaring up.
I guess that's why you lived in Ohio, because it kind of like is pronounced the same either way you read it.
I did do that. Oh no, never mind. It's something different. Ohio was great, by the way. Thanks for asking.
How was Ohio?
Nobody fucking asked you. Fuck Ohio. I know we'd had enough Ohio the last 3 episodes.
You can't blame.
God bless you, Julia.
Yeah.
God bless you, Kayla from Kentucky.
Yeah. We don't have to talk about it. I know it hurts.
Something I forgot about from Brendan's wedding. If I can go back there for just a hot second.
Oh boy.
Sorry. Just been thinking about it since you guys were both giving me the, when are you getting married? Blah, blah, blah. So I had to give the best man speech at the wedding.
You?
I did, yeah. And it was a pretty good one, I thought. You know, I toasted them with David Brandt from
The Office. Yeah.
There's free love on the freeway where the love is free. And
it's like hardcore meets MC Hammer shit.
I just made everybody toast to that. And whatever. I thought that was funny. But I did sometimes you have a best man that gets up there and is married already and like tries to bestow some wisdom. So I was like, I'm not married. And I said this at the table, like I was like before I went up to do it, and
I'm sorry.
Kate's right there.
Yeah.
And she's like, you better, it makes it seem like you don't want to get married. And I was like, well, she's like, but you should just like add, but I hope to be. Or like, don't make it seem like
she's editing.
She totally edited me. And then I stored it. I stored it. And the best man speech didn't happen for a long time. And like, I like didn't eat that much because I was feeling like nervous about it. And I like wasn't drinking. And, I get up there and as I'm talking about this part, and then I was like, it's like, just tell me what it's like. Like, what's it like having a joint bank account? Just stupid shit. And like Brennan's wife saying, how do you like the apostrophe? Is it hard remembering to put the apostrophe in her? Anyway, they were stupid things. But then I'm
pretty sure she writes her own name and doesn't sign her name as Brendan's wife. There's no apostrophe.
No.
Where's the apostrophe?
In the O for O'Rourke.
Oh, O'Rourke.
Yeah.
I think it's optional.
I'm glad that I'm not redoing this speech right now because it's not going.
Because you're bombing
so bad. No, but what I said was, I'm not married, but I hope to be. And then I added the word soon for whatever reason. And so after the speech was over, people kept coming up to me and asking me if I had just like indirectly proposed to my girlfriend.
Well,
and you said you take it the way you want.
No, but Brendan's mom.
Where's those figs wrapped in bacon?
No, Brendan's mom came up to me afterwards and said that, and I was like, oh my god, did I like ruin? Did I like try to steal someone's? Scene stealer.
I hate the wedding stealers.
I felt really, really. I felt like that was what had happened, but
there were moments where it was like, oh, where are you going? But as far as like it did sound like, oh my god, no, he wouldn't. He's not gonna. But it didn't. That was a moments, like 2 seconds when it was like, oh, yeah. Now it makes sense. You know what I mean?
It didn't help that my parents were there, and that was another thing. My mom was like, almost like borderline, like, oh my god, did you? And I was like, no, I didn't. I wasn't saying that.
You could have just said someday and cleared up all confusion.
Yeah, right. But I didn't, and I probably wanted
choice of words.
I wasn't looking at anything. I wasn't looking at a paper because I just wanted to do it off the dome piece, and that's what my brain said soon instead of someday. It caused some issues.
Those words get you in trouble.
I've been to a few weddings, and pretty much all my family's weddings have been fun. Nobody's seen stolen like that. They've all been great and gracious. For the most part, we're a good family.
It's good. I've never seen anybody really steal the scene.
Yeah.
Ever. I've never been to a wedding where that's happened. No I objects and no like really bad best man speeches.
I feel like I gave a bad best man speech I got a little nervous for some reason. With my younger brothers. It was more. I was telling jokes about like
Noogies.
being broke and living in his attic, which was true and happened months, years before.
Still, it's not a good look.
Yeah, it didn't really. I got a laugh or two, but overall it was like, it was gracious, and I sort of saved it at the end. But this was the first wedding I ever went to that I didn't drink. I didn't drink the whole weekend for medical reasons.
Which weekend?
The wedding,
Which wedding?
Brendan's wedding weekend.
Oh,
Which is crazy. Yeah, it's
I thought you
crazy.
I thought you were referring to your youngest brother's wedding still.
Oh no, that was drunk as shit. No, I wasn't. But actually, maybe I was. The
Homer Simpson indicator.
Yeah, that's an HSI for sure.
The meds. I was on the meds, so I couldn't do it. Couldn't drink. Can't drink anymore.
You watch the Mets, you gotta drink. It's unbelievable
Well,
this
not
year.
meds, but sort of the same diff. We haven't done a mental health update in a long time.
Oh yeah,
Mike.
who's the medication king? Who's the med king?
We have to go by dosage.
I think I have you beat because I'm at 90 milligrams.
Wow, yeah, that is much. That's double.
Okay, so I'm med king. I'm not only my med king right now. I'm heat king in my multiple occupancy building.
Really?
That I live in. The thermostat is in my apartment,
Oh.
and it has a plastic cage
I know. I remember it.
locked around it.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna steal the video games from
Right.
from that store that sells them. It has that type of lock on it.
But that's the whole building?
Yeah.
Wait.
And my super came up and adjusted it with a butter knife last night, looking all like. So I was like, two can play at that, and I adjusted it with a steak knife.
Great.
Today.
Is this a regular occurrence?
king
Going to
of
happen
heat.
throughout the winter?
No, it's always in the box. It doesn't move.
Adjustments.
No, I think it should be good now.
Oh, okay.
We can hope. But
Wow.
as they say, winter is coming.
That is true. That is true. The
Pipes haven't come on in my apartment.
they're on here, and
Do you hear them?
I hear them. They're on, and the one that goes through like all the bathrooms. I think that heating pipe
I
is
love
always
that
hot.
shit, man.
But the one that's
Do you live
in
with
my
old
bedroom and
people
the
in
one
your-
that's in my living room.
Is there
haven't
old
gone
people
on.
in your building?
Yeah.
Somehow they know. Somehow the furnace knows, and it sends extra heat. They're so lucky. Those people are lucky, man.
Peerless spoilers.
Yeah.
We can tell if they're grannies in there.
We have our special. They're also gonna buy some heavy advertising on the waiting room channel because old people like to be keeping warm, and half that conversation there's why is this waiting room so drafty? It's really
Should have brought a sweater.
Yeah, what is it? Do I have a sweater in the car? Forget it.
Maybe we have a little box.
The old building waiting room.
No, our senior sensor 6500 model immediately
Spits out a sweater. You just swipe your AA card.
No, it senses
Your
how many
AARP card.
It senses how many old people live in the building and cranks the heat by an appropriate amount.
Oh boy.
We got a lot of $1 billion ideas in this.
I know it's a whole episode.
I've
They're gonna
been
get stolen.
pent up for a month, and I am king of two more things. So
That's right. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to beat. No, it'd be weird to say I'm gonna try to beat you at
in medication,
King. Yeah.
let's ease off. Let's let the throttle on that one.
It'll be a little weird. I'm gonna be more medicated than you.
Sorry, we've all had that race for years without knowing it. It's just now being cognizant of it.
Yeah. I feel like there's progress.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah?
about you, yeah, with your 90 milligrams, but
Well,
I feel like I'm making progress.
yeah, my life has changed. I have a tiny baby, so
That's true.
that I love.
That's 10 milligrams just on its own.
What, the baby bump?
If I were to have a baby, I would only have to do.
Yeah, it's kind of like buying the Metro
30.
card at those machines and spending $30 at once and getting like
Get the $6 free.
2.5 fares and saying, "Oh yeah, this is really making it all worth it."
That's right.
Can we get a dad update?
Yeah, let's get a baby update. Or
I mean,
dad
you guys
update.
saw the gorgeous pictures.
Oh man, cutie.
He's already outgrowing shit and has begun smiling in earnest. My cousins love him. There he is with an email on his face.
I want.
Should wipe that off his face.
He's adorable. The
Gerard.
have you? Is the diaper change thing going? You're all over that? Change it smoothly?
I'm a pro.
Okay.
He is more engaged now. He was like exploring like the world above the place where he's lying down mostly. Mm-hmm. But now he's like, oh yeah, it's you, the diaper person.
The service, the help.
No, I mean, I'm sure Adele is like the more important person to him because he's with her all the time. Mm. And I see him occasionally as the, I haven't really drank out of the Mets cups too much, fellas. Single dad gold is getting dusty on the shelf. I went to unnamed Swedish store and bought like 6 glasses.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna get a scented candle too.
Oh,
next time
I do that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I just got to get my mom. She's gave me a whole bunch of stuff, but
any scented candles?
She gave me a maple syrup scented camel. Camel. She gave me a full size camel that smells like maple syrup.
I'm glad Tommy got out of here. You'd have a problem having the roommate in there.
Yeah, it's full of hay now. His old room.
What if the heat ever goes out in here? You could kill him
and just sleep inside like Star Wars.
Oh, the
Star Wars. Let's bring it back.
Tauntaun.
No, but it's maple syrup flavored. No, smelling candle.
Are you gonna burn that?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna work up to it. I don't know. I want to surprise you guys, and one day you walk in and be like, "Oh man,
is that a thing people? Is that a thing people do together? It's like, hey man, you want to burn some candles?
Burn some candles, bro.
Burn some candles.
I think that's what single dads and people on 40 grams of medicine and people who feel guilty about their wedding speech do.
It's the one overlap in that diagram. That is a small ass overlap. So one thing we can agree on, that and watching Children of the Corn.
Oh man, I can't wait. There's several of these I want to watch. I'm kind of stoked.
Yeah, there's 8 of them. 9 if you count the double feature.
True. Very true.
It's a good point. You know, well, I don't want to blow up my own spot here, but I think we only were supposed to get one of these boxes, and I've gotten them. We've got 2 months now, so I think somebody screwed up, and I will tell Brent.
I'm sure Brent will listen to this and figure it out because he's a good listener.
You send the bill to where you send the Blu-rays.
Not return to sender. Promo code applied. No, but we appreciate it, man. I'm psyched to watch those.
And it's 15% off your next order of prints of Danny and Mike.
That's true. Well, I don't know if that's true, but
this is Cyber Monday.
That is a good point.
I guess for a few more hours.
Yeah. We should do a Cyber Monday on Tuesday.
No, I think we should have a deal tonight. Just no one will find out about it till this episode.
Yeah, right. And then everyone will be like, "Oh man,
oh man."
So for the next 4 hours, you can download all of the Danny and Mike podcasts for free.
For free. Just go to
free.
That's right. That's right.
And that's going to go a little bit into what would we call it? Tough Times Tuesday.
Right.
We know things are tough, so we want to give you a little free podcast.
Free pod. Actually, Danny and Mike t-shirts make perfect Christmas gifts. So,
or Hanukkah, or Diwali, Kwanzaa, any
you name it. If it's a gift-giving occasion, go to DannyandMike.com. Check out the merch.
Guys, I have an uncle nephew update.
Ooh, a little Liam update.
Yeah. Well.
We take time out from this plug to give you the nephew
selling
uncle update.
He is a sponge, and he just repeats everything. And last week, I was home, and he was running around in his underwear, just because he wanted to. No problem with that.
I'd do it.
He's running back and forth through the kitchen. And as he was passing, I just went to him. I was like, "What are you doing? What is this? A no pants dance party?" He screeched to a halt, from mid run,
the idea of those words, the idea of those words all together,
and just started laughing really hard, and then just continued to say, "No pants dance party, no pants dance party. It's a no pants dance party." Back and forth, and I'm like, "Oh man, my sister is gonna be real pissed," because he also calls me Uncle Funky Bottoms. right? But he doesn't say.
How did you earn that nickname? Is there a story
it was
behind
during
that?
This is
No
actually a
Pants
very
Dance
similar.
Party.
It's a similar, the same way No Pants Dance Party happened. I was changing his diaper once, and I was like, "Oh man, you got some
Preparation.
funky bottoms." And I don't even remember saying it, but my sister called me up all pissed off. Like, what did you teach him? What is he saying? Funky bottoms. He just called a woman in the store and said she had funky bottoms. Like, what is going on here? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then I was like thinking, oh, I totally like, he had some real shitty diaper. And I was like, oh man, you got funky bottoms. And he just like took it and ran with it. So now he calls me Uncle Funky Bottoms. The problem is he can't say the N in Funky Bottoms. So it just sounds Uncle Fucky Bottoms. So he calls me Uncle Fucky Bottoms. And now he's going around, running around singing No Pants Dance Party.
For the listener, I'm
And
wiping my eyes with absolute humor.
It's terrible because then you say Uncle Fucky Bottoms and I had a No Pants Dance Party. Doesn't sound like a good thing. It sounds like Dyfus is going to get called. And it could be a problem. So I've been trying to amend him from saying no.
For the listener,
amend
that's
No
Division
Pants.
of Family Services.
That's correct. I'm glad that you. I'm sorry. I just thought everyone knew that. I guess
no. This,
thought you-
this
I thought it
podcast
was-
is international.
I thought Richard Dreyfuss was going to come knocking in like,
No, but look. So I'm trying to amend the song because he turned it into a song. So then I started just saying, No Pants Dance Party, party of one. And he was like pointing at him to like point at himself that like he's the only one having the No Pants Dance Party. And I don't want to get in trouble
Wow.
for it.
Uncle, you'll understand this when you're an uncle. You'll get it.
I know. Yeah. I mean, this is, I really like, I felt like a dirty uncle for my first time in my life. I popped my dirty uncle cherry.
moving on from that,
You muddied your Uncle Fucky Bottoms.
Oh God! I mean, it is really funny to hear him say Uncle Fucky Bottoms. It's great.
I had a
Type of thing that never gets old.
moment with my nephew this week, this past when I was in a home for Thanksgiving. Man, I'm brain dead right now. That
You
he
can do it.
he was he had brought me this. My mom was throwing away all these cassette tapes, and he brought me a cassette tape. And he's like, "What is this?" And I just died a little inside. But I did explain to him what a cassette tape was, and
People used to make these for each other.
that's right, how it plays. And he's like, "Well, maybe we can do a double cassette player, or maybe like a quad cassette player. Maybe we could get 4 of them and play." And I was like, "Oh man, yeah." But he
If you go on eBay and try to find like a Teddy Ruxpin,
yeah.
you would blow his mind.
that's a good point. That's a good Christmas idea.
Yeah, he won't. No, he won't like that.
But he did pick the
Well,
Eagles.
if he thinks the cassette
greatest
is
hits.
kind of a funny thing, and you show him like, here, you put the cassette in, and then he speaks to you.
Yeah. I bet
That's
those
like-
things are like $200 right
You
now.
think so?
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
gotta be a
we do
cheap
have
We have one fact check.
That's true.
Can you? I want to know.
I mean,
how
we
much,
are
I want to know how
nearing
much
the
a Teddy
end.
Ruxpin costs.
Guys, we were just about to sell T-shirts and sign off.
Yeah. Should we do one last fact check, or no? You're adamantly against this.
No,
I'm saying we can
got
bank.
one
We can
left.
bank them for the next app if we don't waste it on something whimsical.
No, but this is we're talking about Teddy Ruxpin right now.
I think
The man's talking about waste management that affects the whole world.
Oh, you know what?
$30
That
for
is
a Teddy Ruxpin.
Well, that one says mostly works, but the nice ones are $100. That's not bad. That was $26.
Mostly
That
works.
is a great idea, Danny. Thank you for giving me. And I'm gonna take away that Eagles cassette that he was referencing because I don't want to instill that in him
Eagles?
at all.
No,
Yeah.
get him away.
No,
from
get
the
him.
Eagles.
Get him.
Buffett.
Billy Joel's Greatest
Look,
Hits, Volume
look,
1 and 2,
no,
dude.
You don't want your kid to be living. You don't want your nephew to be living life in the fast lane.
I was thinking Slayer, but we'll
No, Mike is shaking his head with such
No,
disapproval.
I'm just trying to work a Billy Joel song into the pod real quick because I know
Dude,
that
there's a Billy Joel song that's totally one of those rockin' Eagles
It's
songs.
close to the borderline.
It starts. Oh man! Every time it gets me for a second. Actually, it's more of like a. It's more of a.
it's close to the borderline.
Is it? That's what it's called. It's more of like a synthy rock. Like
I mean,
it
if
starts-
anybody
it's
should know this,
I don't
it should be
I
Mike.
know it should be Mike.
yeah.
I mean, just because I saw.
Are you talking
Billy
about
Joel
The
on New
Entertainer?
Year's. It's not The Entertainer. No, it's a different song, and it always get it.
Captain Jack.
Nope. It's a lesser known Billy Joel song played a lot on New York terrestrial radio, like in rotation. But what the fuck? It's gonna drive me crazy. It's fine. Next time I'm gonna go do a little Billy Joel research. It's an intro too, so it'll be really easy. I can just
BJR.
listen to the first like 20 seconds of each song and be like, oh, this isn't it. No, this isn't
That's all
it.
I can normally
Next
do.
episode,
the prelude
there you go. Here's the nugget. I'll leave you all hanging with that, guys.
Billy Joel cliffhanger.
The prelude to Angry Young Man. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, before we go, I do want to say that we're part of the Feral Audio Podcast Collective.
We are still part of their collective.
Yeah, they haven't shit canned us yet. They're wonderful.
Oh, you didn't get the email?
Yeah, I haven't been on the chains. They're wonderful. Go to feralaudio.com. Check out all of their catalog of podcasts. They have some
funny ones.
Awesome stuff. Check out. I've listened to Harmontown today 2 or 3 times. That's my suggestion.
He drove around the circles around the block just to finish Harmontown.
That's right. Also,
I couldn't find parking, really.
It's
Park Slope.
It's the holiday season, so if
Yeah.
you're shopping on Amazon, go to Feral and use the Feral Amazon portal. All of the money go back to the artists and make Feral Audio wonderful as it is. So that's my Feral spiel.
Give me my Children of
It's
the
a
Corn.
beautiful.
Give me my Children of the Corn. Give it.
Can I have one?
No.
Nope. I got Creepshow 2.
that's pretty cool.
You didn't
I
even
got
show
Creepshow
interest in
2.
Creepshow 2.
Yes,
until
I did. Well, when you go back and listen to this podcast,
Thanks,
this
guys.
is one of the ones I've
Deleting
already
it.
seen.
Deleting this
I
one.
liked it.
All right.
Okay. This one was definitely on next to like, we did when we had sleepovers in middle school, we would always get like a horror flick and then a comedy flick. So we'd watch the horror flick to get all scared
And then level
we'd
off.
chill. Yeah, we'd chill out.
Yeah.
And this is definitely a pair.
Well, we got our horror. Now we got to find our comedy. So
Just give me, the Hudsucker Proxy.
Now you're pushing it.
Creep shit double feature. Creep Show 2, then the Hudsucker Proxy.
It's a 90s smorgasbord.
bye.
Oh, great. We're ending. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey, also, don't forget, December 9th, 10th, and 11th, Mike and I will be at the Paradise City Comic-Con in beautiful Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So if you feel like making a road trip or you're in the area, come on down and see us. We'll be there for 3 days, hanging out with you, taking pictures with you, and just shooting the shit, as they say. So, see you there.
The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona. The show is produced by Jeremy Balin. The podcast is part of the Feral Audio Podcasting Collective and can be found on their website at feralaudio.com. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also, look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the and spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.